Hello, I'm glad you're here today with me. And in a minute I will introduce myself. But before I do that, I would like to invite you to join in to one of the Shibashi Qigong exercises that I do every morning. And one is called Open Your Heart. So please get up from wherever you are. Find a little space, you don't need much, and imagine that you have your hands close to your heart, the Namaste position, and let your hands drop. Go a little bit into a stand where you have your feet 1 foot length apart from each other. And lift your hands to the level of your heart and open your heart, breathing in. And close and go down. So this exercise is called Open Your Heart. And it is important that we know how to close and when to close. So one more time. Exhale. And the last time. Open your heart and close. Bring your hands to your heart and thank the universe and everybody around life that you are here and you are able to do that today with me. And then relax and take your seat or keep standing like I do. Now, I'm Gunhild Lorentzen. This is my name. I'm not sure that I am Gunhild, but I'm called Gunhild. And you hear from my accent that I come from the very north of Germany, from the Danish border. I'm born right after the Second World War, raised by traumatized parents who then, by their being, invited me to start searching, to start a journey of self-discovery. I could sharpen my intuition and also observing my father's mood and my mother's mood, I could develop a very, very sharp analytical mind. So that later on I studied psychology and fine-tuned more my intuition and did some academic studies, which is not important here today. So I come originally from the Danish border, but I have been living in Belgium for 32 years. I have been giving workshops all over the globe on different subjects, always related to spirituality and dreams. And now I got installed in France because I allow myself at my age to go for light and sun and warmth and nice contact. I speak the language. So here in Brussels, I worked in 3 languages. What did I do? I was an expert and still am when I'm in Brussels, which I'm now. I'm an expert on detecting blockages in people, something that prevents them from living the life with purpose and meaning that they wish to live. So I can very, very quickly, with my intuition, with my sharp mind, and my higher self, all the helpers that I have, detect what exactly the knot is, what is entangled, or what is blocking. So this is what I have been doing here, in person, offline, for many years, as I say. And I'm very, very quick in detecting the difference or the gap in the words that are spoken, body language, and the vibration of the voice. So I have helped a lot, many people here in Brussels working for the Commission or for the Parliament, for NATO or other institutions to get happy again, to get into the flow again, or be creative. But I will tell you more about it later on in the webinar. So what is it here today? Why are we gathering? I tell you, this webinar relates back to the 3 little videos that you have received and which were connected to asking questions or making remarks, which I have received from you. I'm very grateful to have been able to read what you had to say and what you also would like to know more about. So there is, the first question is about morning rituals. This is what you would like to know more about. Then a big question is, how do you get more inspiration in your creative work? How can you be more inspired? And the last question also concerns self-worth and self-confidence, a little bit what the 3 videos were about, but maybe going more into depth of doing so to find more self-confidence and feel your self-worth. So this is what I will elaborate here today with you. Also, at the very end of this webinar, I will share with you my new course, a mastery course, a creative mastery course that I offer to you if you want to go deeper into yourself, undo the knots, get over blockages, and really live your life with meaning and purpose, and feel that life is flowing and easy once you understand what is blocking you and you can continue on your path. So this is a program that I have designed for you, and I will talk more about it at the end of the webinar here today. So during my suggestions for you, you might want to take note, or you might want to draw at a certain moment. Okay, so don't forget to breathe while listening to me. When I come to be more inspired, to get more inspiration, you hear the word inspire. In French, to breathe means inspirer. So it is getting the breath of God, the prana, inside of you, letting it flow through you, and exhale, expire in French when you exhale. Okay, now you are here with me today, and my talk for you is especially if you are an artist, or you are an entrepreneur, you are somebody who's seeking meaning, looking for purpose, want to expand your life or change your life, and you are ready to go a step deeper, to look at yourself in a different way, in a more honest way, so that you can lead your life authentically and in peace and at ease. As I said before, once we have understood our blockages and we have removed them, life just flows. It just flows. So if you are sitting here thinking, no, I'm fine the way I am, I don't want to change, I am right, and the world is wrong, maybe you stop at this moment because the webinar won't be for you. This is for people who are open to expand, open to look, open to find new ways of dealing, open to even change their daily routines. So let's start with the question for morning rituals. Every expert, everybody I have been interviewing during the summit, Harness Your Creative Power, uh, has the habit or goes for something that they do every morning, always the same thing. You have heard about morning pages. Julia Cameron wrote about it in her book, The Artist's Way, where you just write and write and write and write and write and write until you feel you're empty and you're open for the new day to come. So I just remind you of morning pages. I use morning pages most of the time. Sometimes when I'm traveling, I do something different because I have a schedule, a tight schedule, and if I don't want to wake up before my day, I might skip morning pages, but for the most part, I really employ it, and it empties my brain from the night, from all the dreams, from all the life that was going on at night, and I can start the day fresh. Another possibility for you, several for you, is to do some yoga exercises. I cannot suggest any yoga exercises here because I do Qigong, as you know. I do the Shibashi Qigong. And I think this is a good moment to let your pen and paper rest and get up again. And let's do another Shibashi movement that you could do in the morning as a morning ritual together with opening your heart. So what we are doing now is we're going to paint the rainbow. So we come into the colorful imagination already. So I invite you to get up again, or if you're still standing, open your legs a little bit, so 1 foot length between your feet, and imagine a rainbow right above you. So take your hands and imagine the rainbow. Now you have to paint the rainbow, and you inhale while you're painting the rainbow to one side. I start with the right side, so I inhale and I exhale. To the other side. And exhale. One more time. Now let the rainbow go. You have all the colors of the rainbow now inside, and you carry those colors with you throughout the day. I like the Shibashi Qigong because it has such a poetic language, and these images always help me to do the exercises, and I can imagine the rainbow, or later on rowing the boat, whatever it is. It's called Shibashi, 18 movements for health. So this could be another morning ritual. Then we have heard from many experts as well that they start the day by being grateful with appreciation and gratitude, to thank the higher power, life, source, however you want to call it, for the fact that you are around, that you are still here, and that you woke up, and that you have the gift to enjoy the day to come. This gratitude, saying gratitude reminds me of reminding you that this is your life. So if you employ these things in the morning, these rituals, you do it for yourself. Because there is no other purpose here for you than being here, living this life. And this life, I remind you, is about you. It's not about your neighbor and not about what other people think of you. No. You came into this life here on this wonderful, beautiful planet to live this life as purposeful and as meaningful as you can. So the morning ritual is really something that you do for yourself. It's one way of nurturing yourself. If you want to look into more other morning rituals, you could listen back to the summit, Harness Your Creative Power, or you can invent a morning ritual for yourself. Some of you wrote to me that they like to walk in the morning, that they get out of the house, get out of bed, out of the house, and just breathe in the air that is around them, hopefully with some trees and some nature. So we start the day with emptying our brain, with reminding ourselves that we are here at this moment in life and that our life is about us. It is for us. And we are responsible to make the best out of this life. So if there is something about the morning ritual that I have not been mentioning here, there is always an invitation for you to write to me. Now, I write down my dreams for, now I'm 68, maybe for 50 years or maybe longer. I was always fascinated by the world that happened during the night somewhere, and nobody knows where it comes from. Scientists still try to figure out whether it's just a digestion of all the thoughts that we have been thinking during the day, or it has a different source. Anyway, I am fascinated by the dream world that is happening during the night. And sometimes the images or messages or people I meet are so interesting and so wonderful that for all those years I write down my dreams. And since I am a member of the International Association for the Studies of Dreams, I also present dream work around the world. In the meetings of the association, I link my dream ideas to creativity. I've been presenting creativity and dreams and shamanism and dreams. And well, if you're interested in working with your dreams, I just think of my dream group. You will find out more on my website. There is a link to join a dream group. I use a special method, but you can read all about it. So, another way of morning ritual, one that I employ as well, is writing down my dreams, my life during the night. That's going to tell me something, that's going to assist me, that's giving me clues and information. At some point on my page, Body, Art and Soul, I will have a little video about dream incubation. It would be too long now here to talk about dream incubation because the webinar is a reflection about the 3 videos that you have been receiving and watching. So at another point, stay open. You will hear me talk about dream incubation. It's a way to set an intention and have the answer or solution during or with your dream. Your dream will tell you what to do, where to go. But as I said, this is for another time. I'm sure there are many, many, many more morning rituals, and let your comments below once you have received the webinar, and I will integrate it or will write about it on my page, or you can write about it on my page, whether you have a special morning ritual that you would like to share with everybody else here. Now I come to the next question: how to find more inspiration, how to be more inspired. Well, I can tell you, everything that you see, that you hear, that you smell, that you touch, if you do it with awareness and consciousness, is an invitation to be inspired. Life as such is inspiring, but we have to focus. We have to bring our awareness to the things, to all of the things that are around us and that are there to inspire us. I wrote a whole book about it, about the inspiration that we can get from our inside and our outside. My book, 21 Soul Questions. So if you're interested, go to my website again and you will find my book there, because it's full of suggestions how to be inspired. But here today, I will suggest some things for you to answer your questions, because your questions are dear to me, are important to me, and I was holding them for a while in my heart to see how I best can serve you here. So inspiration, you would like to be more inspired. Are you ready to go for an exercise, for a little scribbling? I will guide you into it, because there is so much inspiration inside of you. And the first suggestion that I will make is to get inspired from your inside. So I was talking about dreams already. So dream images can inspire you. Just think of painters like Marc Chagall. He has these flying horses and other images that are not linked to reality. He actually drew and painted his dreams. So inspiration is there during the night in your dreams. Another famous painter, Salvador Dali, painted his dreams. So if you want more inspiration, go inside, write down your dreams, take the images and put them into stories or your imagery or your drawing, your painting, your poems, or other things, making clothes or cooking. It can all come from your dreams. But now I suggest that we make a little exercise together. So you need a paper, just a simple paper, and a pen. I get my pen here. So you have your pen and your paper. And for 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, I invite you to close your eyes and just scribble on the paper for 2 minutes with closed eyes. This is important because as soon as we open our eyes, our brain sets in and starts to judge. That's what the brain does mainly, and we don't want this. If we want to be inspired, let's not judge. Judge is counterproductive. We can judge later on when our art piece is done and we want to make some changes, or our cooking or dancing or singing. So now have your pen ready, your paper, 2 minutes. I watch the time and just scribble on the paper. Let your hand guide you. You don't think you can listen to my voice here while I'm talking. and you just scribble, eyes closed, and scribble, 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 scribble all the time. Don't think, don't open your eyes, just scribble. It's fun. Just let your hand guide you all over your paper. I will do the same. Now I close my eyes and I do some scribbling, 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 and you continue scribbling. Usually we scribble until we feel there's nothing more to say with our hand, but today we take 2 minutes just to scribble, and after 2 minutes I will then say stop, but scribble, 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 and if you go overboard you will be able to erase it later on or wash it off. Don't worry about it, just scribble, scribble, scribble. How much time do we have left? Still 30 seconds. Scribble, 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 scribble. And the way your hand just guides you. And stop. Open your eyes. Look at your scribblings. So these are mine. Yeah. And you will say, what's that? It's nothing. It's just a random scribble. Yes, it is. But it contains your inspiration. You don't believe me? Well, take your scribble and have a thorough look. Have a thorough look and look if you find some figures or some objects, something that stays out, between the lines. I don't know whether you know these riddles. Find the missing hand, or see what is the difference between those two images. Anyway, you go and find an object, a face, an animal, I don't know what, in your scribbling, and then you outline it. I will do the same. I will see if I can see something that speaks to me. Yes, I do. And then I outline it. And you can then also turn your paper around and see if there is more that you find in your scribbling. Let me see if I find something in my scribbling. Yes, I do. So, and I do more, and I outline it. Okay. Alright, so I leave you some more minutes to turn the paper around again and see if there is more that you find in your own scribbling. And I will see if I can find something that speaks to me in my own scribble. Yeah, I see it. I see this. I see that. I will share it with you in a minute, but first I will let you do yours. So, some more seconds for you. If you have a colored pencil, you can use the colored pencils, of course, and maybe color it already if it is obvious to you what's inside of your scribbling. Inside of your imagination that needs to come out without analyzing, without thinking, without judging. Okay, are you done? Now, take one of the things that you have found. So if I look at mine, I found some kind of chain with something here. Chain, yeah, or a necklace, or yeah. So what I invite you now to take one of the things that you have found and have highlighted or outlined and make, let's say, 5 associations, 5 words that come to your mind. So for me, it is a chain, and I will find 5 words that I associate with chain. So I do it now, while do you do yours. Okay? So I have mine, you have yours. Now, why being inspired? Uh, I wrote down my words, I share it with you. So my first word was connection. I feel the connection with you here, definitely. I'm with you. And then I had the chain, there is no end, there is a continuum. It never stops. It is like life itself, it never ever stops. Once, like the year, like the seasons, like life in itself, not my life, but life in itself. Continuum I wrote, and then I wrote tied to a chain. So sometimes we are tied to a chain, and then I had to think of these elephants. I don't know whether you know the story that elephants had been tied to a chain and only could move in a certain radius, could not be free. And for years they were just walking in the radius of the chain. And then one day, the person who was living with the elephants and was using the elephants for some work undid the chain, took the chain off. So we could expect that now the elephants would run away or would at least conquer a wider range of land, of radius, would walk out or would do something free. No, they didn't. They continued just staying in this tight radius that they had been using for so many years due to the chain. So they still perceived the chain, even though it wasn't there anymore. So I think this is a good metaphor for us as well. All the things that tie us to life, to behavior, to behaving in a certain way, or doing something that we have been doing for 30 years, or to stand still for a moment and think, am I still tied to that? Do I still need to just use this small radius, or can I not expand? So these are my associations, my images, and how would I take this as an inspiration? Well, the last one really spoke to me. This came to the surface, and I can take this image of limited radius expanding into an artwork. I'm already excited to take my colors later on and transform it into an artwork where I can see this movement of being restricted and the possibility to open up and take more space. So you have done yours, and I'm sure you find an image, an object, an idea, something in your scribbling that is related to you. And if you have done your 5 associations, I'm sure there will be one that will carry you on to your next work that you want to do. It doesn't have to be an artwork. I mean, with my expansion, I could see it as an inspiration also for my work to expand. And right now I'm in the process of expanding. So make sure that you see what is right for you in the scribbling. So one of my suggestions for inspiration. Another suggestion for being inspired is more contemplative, not doing something yourself, but to go to a museum or go to an art show, go to an exhibition. Maybe you haven't done it for a while, and have a thorough look at the work of artists, of either well-known artists or not so known artists, but get inspired by the masters. You do not have to imitate them. You can, of course, but you can take an aspect of a painting and take it like a close-up for yourself. Let's say you go for an exhibition of Joan Miró, who, by the way, also painted his dreams. So I like Miró because it's playful, and it's the Spanish painter, in case you don't know him, Joan Miró, coming from Mallorca, I think. So I imagine a painting of Miró's and taking one aspect, let's say a red plane. He has these red and blue and very, very direct colors. So I take the red aspect of one of his paintings and take this aspect home with me and start with a red ball, let's say. It's a two-dimensional. And from there, I can just let go my fantasy, my playfulness, and start out from there. So my second suggestion for getting inspired is to go to an art show, go to a museum. And if you are not a painter or a visual artist, you can get other ideas from there. There are stories in the paintings. Look for the stories if you're a writer. Yeah, if I think of Rembrandt or Bruegel, I'm in Belgium now, close to the Netherlands, so I think of those painters. They tell stories. Most of the painters tell stories. Get the story. Hieronymus Bosch, for example. Or you can also translate it into a song, into music. So the masters can inspire you if you're open to be inspired. So what did we have? We have dreams, we have the scribble, we have the masters, or fellow artists if they are not masters yet, and we have nature. I always think that nature is so rich and can inspire us at any moment. We just have to be open our eyes, our senses in general, touch. So the next suggestion for being inspired is to go out. Take the time and go out. Look at the forms, the colors, the hues that nature offers. And you can bring it home. You can take a photo, or you can just store it in your memory. Bring it home and transform it, translate it into an art piece of whatever kind. Cooking, dancing, singing, drawing, writing, what else? Moving. Yeah, I can move like the leaves on the trees, or I could fall right now. It's autumn here where I am. I can fall down. I can just imitate nature. So nature has all the inspiration that you are looking for. Now, I have been talking a lot here. Let's do some opening our heart again. I think it is important, if we are so busy with our brain, that we get back into the body and the breathing. So Stand up, get up, or sit, or wherever you are. And let's do 3 more breaths from the heart. Opening the heart, breathing, just made me think of one of my clients. Let's call him Ian, because he came from Ireland, but he was working here for the parliament in Brussels. And Ian had heart problems. He was an A-type. I don't know whether you know what an A-type is. A very driven, ambitious man. He had people under him who he had to tell what to do, and he was constantly frustrated until one day, unfortunately, he had a heart attack which he survived. So his doctor sent him, after he came out of hospital, of course, his doctor sent him to me to see what could be done for Ian not to run back into the same stress and ambition and type A and frustration and taking everything too seriously. So Ian, a grown man working for the parliament for many, many, many years, was sitting in front of me, and I suggested the first thing to him to slow down with his breathing. How could I slow him down with his breathing? I slowed down my breathing. And Ian intuitively followed my rhythm. And I invited Ian to close his eyes and just sit with the breathing and observe the air coming in and going out. We did this every time he came and extended to a meditation ritual. Of course, we also talked about Ian's life, and I very, very quickly could detect that the job that Ian was doing at the parliament was not exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to be at service. He wanted to live a life with meaning and purpose. And he really felt that the work he was doing here, for him, it's always very personal. For him, it didn't have meaning. So he really ran into a one-way street, or to an end somewhere where his heart told him, stop. So with the work with me, he transformed his shining diamond from inside, started to shine more and more and more. And Ian, after I don't know how long we worked together, I think 5 or 6 months, quit his job at the parliament. And I tell you, he went back to Ireland, and for a while he still let me know how he was doing, to work with difficult adolescents who were in the street. And Ian developed programs, because he had been doing this here, developing programs for adolescents to get off the street. He was sitting, meditating with them, drawing with them, talking with them, challenging them, playing with them. And Ian, in his way, had found his purpose. And through this transformation, Ian now today lives the life that suits him, that's right for him. And he is very happy. His marriage kept going, and his children have a different father today, and in the meantime, the grandchildren. So it is possible, once we stand still and we confide in another person, or our body tells us to stop, to transform, and to come to a different place in life, like Ian did. I can tell you more stories about the transformation. I don't know whether we still have time. Maybe just in short, the transformation part. And I was thinking of it when we were opening our heart. A woman who had tried to conceive for many times, 6 times IVF, I think marriage started to shake. Because she really, really wanted to have a child. But all the IVFs didn't help. And there too, her doctor sent her to me, and we were sitting together, opening our hearts together, and I tried to look through, and I did look through, understanding what her knot was, what her blockage was. I will not share this with you because this was very, very private. Anyway, after just 5 or 6 sessions, she decided to stop this whole thing of IVF and find peace in her life by restoring her marriage and living a life of purpose and meaning with her husband and finding different things for her to be happy. And as you can imagine, I got an email from her 2 months later that she was pregnant. And after 3 months, she told me pregnant with a boy who today is called Lawrence, which is in reference to my last name, Lorenzen. And she's not the only one, not the only woman. But it is my skill when I open my heart and I let my intuition go through, and I can employ my thinking that something is happening in the other person. So if you open your heart, you will also perceive more. You will perceive yourself in a different way, and with an open heart, you will also see your surrounding in a different way. And make sure to always also close your heart. I promised you in the beginning of the webinar that I would talk about my new program, the Creative Mastery Training. It's a high-level mentorship from my side, being here for you, a restricted small group. So if you are really interested, you have to write to me very, very soon, because I think 2 places are already taken, and I really want to restrict it to a small group. Now, this mastery training is for artists who want to come out. It's for entrepreneurs. It's for truth seekers, for people who want to be more aware, to want to be more conscious and want to change something in their life. So this is a very tight-knit mentorship on a high level. You will sit with me on an individual basis during the 6 months on 18 occasions, and 6 times, so once per month, there will be a group meeting where you can exchange your progress, or you can ask me questions and you can share, you can show your artwork. I will also be there for you to evaluate your artwork that you create during the 6 months of the training. I will go with you if you want to open a business. I will be there for you, and I will be there for you if you want to expand your being here on this planet at this time and feel happier about it. If you want to really conceive a child, I will accompany you, and so many other things you can imagine. It is a high-level mentorship. Now, I accompany you based on my psychotherapeutic background that I have. on my academic studies that I have in the area of psychology and cultural and media studies, and of course, my sharp intuition and my analytical brain. Now, of course, you will invest. I invest. I'm here for you with everything that I have to offer. And your investment for 6 months of high-level mentorship would be 4,500 euros. Or you can discuss with me if you want to pay in 6 installments. It's possible as well. But this we will have to discuss directly. Now, if you are interested, as I said, places are filling up. Please write to me before the 1st of December. That's the closing day. Now, I really hope and wish that you enjoyed our getting together here today, the webinar. And I would like to end it with another shibashi exercise. I go a step back. It again has to do with our heart. And it is a way to protect our heart. Because I was talking about opening it, which is so important, closing it, which is important, and what is important as well is to protect our heart. So we have both ends. We go a little bit down again, 1 foot between our feet. And imagine that here is our heart, and we just protect it by going into this direction. Lift our foot, go back, and protect it to the other direction. Come back, and don't forget to breathe. Protect my heart. And for the last time, protect my heart. And protect it to the other side. Now, I'm also trained in teaching Shibashi Qigong. If this interests you on a personal level, write to me. I'm here. Now, I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful night, a wonderful dream, a wonderful moon, a wonderful sun, and stay open. Namaste. I thank you so much for being here with me today. Let me briefly come back to the subject of pleasing, the need to please, and in relation to that, authenticity, to express oneself in an authentic way. So we only can express ourselves authentically if we are the author of our life, if we give ourselves authorization to be and say and express in so many different ways who we are at this point in our life on this planet. Now, if we only strive to please, we will not be authentic. We give our power authorization away to the other who we think will like us better or will love us, which of course is an illusion because we don't show who we are. How can we believe that anybody really likes us? So the solution for not pleasing any longer and be more authentic is to express or to have the courage to first of all feel what is inside me, and then express it in a certain way, be it by words and communication, and or be it in an art form, in a creative way. But it is necessary to stay as truthful as we possibly can to ourselves, to our inner authority, and be who we are at this given moment. Unique. We are unique. And any assumption, any presumption that other people will like us if we behave in a certain way, or the behaved little girl, the behaved little boy, well, we can never be sure that they really mean us, because we don't show who we are. And we will always feel uneasy, not free. Life is difficult. Life is a burden, even to the extent that sometimes people get depressed if they accord too much to what they perceive others expect of them. So then they are not true to themselves, they are not authentic. Let me give you an example of one of my clients. I call her Elsa. She is an art teacher in one of the bigger schools here in Brussels. And she loves art, she loves to paint herself, but she is teaching art to adolescents. And she got more and more depressed. She came to me because she didn't function anymore. She was always tired. She didn't feel like doing anything. She dragged herself to school in the morning to the extent that at some point she just couldn't go anymore. She was depressed. So she came to me, and in order to find a way out of her depression. And I can give you the sentence: from depression to expression. So I invited this woman who loves colors and forms, but she hadn't been doing anything lately because she was so busy teaching and so busy getting up, doing the things. So I invited her to first of all feel the depression, the gloomy feeling, the dark feeling, the down feeling, and find a way to put it onto paper. Well, she was a visual person, or she is a visual person, so I invited her to find the colors and the forms that would express this gloomy feeling inside, which she did. And she found new forms and new colors and mixed them, and I encouraged her to stay as truthful to the feelings and the expression as she possibly could, which she did for a while. And her energy slowly came back by expressing what is inside her. Now then I invited her to find colors for the healing side in herself, because we all have our healing side. It's there. We have the capacity to heal if we can access it. So I encouraged her to find forms, colors, shapes for the healing aspect inside of her. And she did. For her, it was more yellow, orange. So this was the healing part. For many weeks, she expressed all the healing aspects inside of her and gained more and more her self back, the strong self that she always had been. So the encouragement continues that she continues expressing with colors, which is her media, colors are her media, to express exactly what's going on inside her. And take the time, make space. This is important, that we make space to be who we are in the way, in the form, with the colors or the words that express who we are. So from her being depressed, her depression, she went to expression. And since it was a follow-up of her whole process, she had many papers and canvases where she expressed the whole process from being depressed to getting to a lighter state of being again. She went to a gallery here downtown in Brussels, and imagine they accepted to exhibit her way, her path from depression to expression. So, being authentically expressive will stop, first of all, the pleasing stuff, will make you feel better about yourself, and you will give your unique color to the world, even exhibit if possible, or put it in a different form so that your color, your unique, authentic color, contributes to the whole tapestry of us here, human beings, on this planet at this time. As promised in the beginning of the webinar, I want to inform you about the new program that I have created for you, I guess, for some of you at least. It is the Creative Mastery Training. It is a training for people who want to come out, who want to change, who want to bring their artwork into the world, who want to bring their business into the world, and for coaches who want to start a new program themselves, and for everybody who is seeking their inner truth, their inner expression, and bring it to the world. So it is for truth seekers, for people who are ready to be aware and conscious about their life. I offer a high-level mentorship with all of my experience, with all of my expertise that I have. I'm there for you during 6 months, 18 sessions with me, one-to-one, and 9 sessions for the group to share the artwork, to share where they are in their progress, in their work. So there are individual sessions with me and there are group sessions, and I accompany you, I support you very tightly on the way where you want to go. Now I have videos ready for you as well who support the whole process, and you have access to lifetime access to the summit Harness Your Creative Power. If you are interested in joining us on this creative mastery training, then let me know. Your investment would be 4,500 euros, or if you prefer to pay it in installments, this is also possible. Then just write to me and let me know, and we will find a solution for your investment to arrive at me. So I invest my time, my expertise, my intuition, my guides being with me, and a close, tight-knit mentorship, high level, so that you can take the next step, come out and shine. Bring your inner diamond out into the world and shine. Now, you must have understood in the meantime that I work from the heart, that I see into your face and into your heart from my heart. When I open my heart, that's my way of being, of working and seeing you with my heart. And we have done 2 Shibashi exercises that concern the heart and the heart chakra. I would like to end the webinar here with an exercise, Shibashi 18 movement exercise, protecting the heart. When we work with the heart, from the heart, it is important that we also protect our heart. So please, if you want to join me, get up, stand up, and bring your hands together in front of your heart. Make the stand again, go down into your knees, have 1 foot between the 2 feet, length of a foot between your 2 feet. And now I explain the exercise because when you move to the left side, the right foot will lift. So you will be on your toes when you move to the left side and you come back down. And when you move to the right side, your left foot will go up so that you are on the left toe. The left toe is still in contact with the floor. And you come back down. And you breathe. Of course, we need to breathe. Here it goes. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Rise. Down. Exhale. Rise. Down. One more time. Together and bow. I thank you so much for being here with me today, and I see you all, you're all there. If you feel like being in contact with me, or if you feel that the new program is right for you, let me know. You will find all necessary information on this site. But if you have any question, please write to me. Namaste.